So my name is Richard Hobbs and I am a Sussex coppice worker. I cut and manage hazel coppice woodland, and I produce various products with the wood. I've been doing this for 30 plus years now, good long time. I enjoy being outside, and the main thing I enjoy about this work is I can't really make the same thing twice. The colours, the shapes, I can make the same product over and over again, but it's never ever the same thing twice. So the idea came for building this chair through finding a small child's version buried in the mud at Glastonbury Festival, and we cleaned it up and made a few little ones, and then I doubled up the measurements and we ended up with the grown-up size one that you see today. The first process for creating the chair is going and harvesting some good old sticks, and those sticks can be in all sorts of shapes and forms and all different flavours. They don't have to be all one flavour like today's chair is. The next step, after we've completed our frame, is to put the arms on the chair, and we do this one stick each side at a time till we've got 2 or 3 on, and then we can finish each side, and we do one at a time each side to balance out the stress on the framework so that it doesn't push the chair off central in any way. And we need nice, perfectly straight rods, no elbows, no kinks, no rabbit chew, and they're usually sun shoots from the bottom of derelict hazel. As I say, in a big old woodland or a derelict hedgerow, these things are very easy to find. So my love of doing this and being a coppice worker over the years, I've noticed various trends, and at the moment we need more people who want to come into the woods and learn how to make things and look after woodland, manage woodland. It's not a glamorous career, but it's a very, very worthwhile. It has great rewards, and it's highly, highly beneficial to both man and nature. When I go out into the woods, if I have any kind of stress or worry, within less than an hour, and you can't even remember what you were stressed about. To quote one of my most favourite musicians, most things I worry about, they never happen anyway. And that's pretty much, that sums up a good woodland walk. And I guess for me, the most things I see in the woodlands is not trees. I just see things to make. I just see bits of furniture. Once the arms are in place, they set the tone for the width of the back, the arch that's going to be the back, and they hold the outer edge of the back wall out nicely while you make an arch over the top, and you come back down on the outside of the other arm to where you've started, and by the time you've added 4 back pieces, it's a lot more sturdy than it looks. It just gets more and more sturdy the more you add to it. I could be making a more Gothic style one that's got a more peaked roof and no roundness to the top, but yeah, when that arch goes on, that sets the tone for how curved, how full that back sail is going to be. I think the see-through, by finding the longest, straightest sun shoots and quite often the thinnest sun shoots in the woods, and I'm looking for absolutely no elbows at all, no bits of shoddy bark at the bottom where a rabbit or a deer has chewed it, and I need to be able to flex the fibres of those shoots in multiple ways on the same shoot at the same time sometimes. So they have to be really straight, really perfect, really fresh and really green. I have to be fairly careful when I'm working with hazel. I have overbent them before and ended up having to use said spare, but not often now. It's a very forgiving wood if you treat it nicely. As well as the arty side of working with hazel, I like it because every time I cut a stick down, at least 4 or 6 more are going to regrow in its stead, and that's just I like that. That's cool for the future. The curve of the back rail and the curve of the arch of the back, they just complement the arms so much. They just fill in the other circle, as it were. It's just two circles impacting on each other, and they look just so good. They complement each other so well. I feel very gratified. I feel content, and I feel glad that I learned how to make them, and I've kept on refining and making them nicer and nicer over the years. So what I'm looking for in the finished piece is for all the curves that are on the piece, although they don't all go in the same direction, they all complement each other. There isn't one that shouldn't be there, and the main curves all work with each other to become what looks like a big spinnaker sail on a boat full of wind. It's totally therapeutic to stop and just take a pile of sticks, put it together in a constructive jigsaw kind of way, and end up with a product like we did today. It's a totally therapeutic process to go through. The ideal way for me to relax in one of those chairs is to put a sheepskin in it, and for me personally would be to get a pint of large gin and tonic cocktail, a wee book maybe, and yeah, that would be me very, very content indeed.